we have spent this hour talking about several safety aspects when it comes to the water, from boating safety to the dangers of the big lake.
And while it is so vital for parents to watch ever so closely, giving your child the skills to learn to swim, no matter what their age, you know, this is a life-saving tool we're talking about.
Absolutely. And one of our partners in safe water is the YMCA. So we've asked Bev Thiel from the new Spartan Stores YMCA to come in and talk to us about what the Y has to offer in general.
Well, for children, we are the largest provider of swim lessons in the nation. So we start with the little itty bitties at 6 months old and teach them all the way till 12. So we have developed a swim progression that really works with the child.
What I found too is you can do a lesson, but it's really helpful to keep going back. It's like the lessons aren't just, you're done. It's a progression too, because kids change as they get older.
Right. When you first put your child in the water, they don't have a lot of ability, and sometimes they're afraid. So we start out with parents in the water with children, and for about the first 3 years, mom can be there with them. And then we move them in by themselves. So then they begin to learn some really basic, fundamental skills just to be comfortable. So putting their head in the water is no longer a screaming fit for them.
I know it's part of the mission of the YMCA to help people stay healthy, to help kids stay healthy, and certainly the cornerstone of that is to protect them from possible dangers. And we have heard over and over again about the dangers of drowning.
And it can be scary, as we've heard today, but it can be a lot of fun. So the best advice that we can give is put your children in swim lessons early and often, and really let them begin to feel successful. The potential of a child to feel successful through a swim lesson is very high, and that's what we're all about. We want to build strong kids, and we want to develop kids into really healthy adults, and so feeling comfortable with skills is really important. And swimming is one of those lifetime skills that we were just talking about, working out at the Y, you can do forever. So it's a great thing for kids to learn.
Yeah, we do want to have healthy kids, and in the summertime, the pools are a great getaway from, you know, just sitting around, and, you know, we want our kids to be active, and we promote that, but yet, you know, not equipping your kids is a really dangerous thing to do. You know, you mentioned that the Y is one of the largest providers of swim lessons in the country. How do people get in touch with that? If they're watching right now and they say, oh my goodness, I didn't know that, what do you recommend they do?
Well, there's several ways you can contact a YMCA. The easiest nationally is to go to ymca.net, and it will actually tell you, you'll just put in your zip code, and you'll find a YMCA close to you. And then from there, you just give them a call. The great thing about the YMCA swim progression, it's the same in every city and every state. So it won't look different if your child starts out as a skip in Grand Rapids, there'll be a skip in Albuquerque. So.
Isn't that wonderful? And I love it starts with parent-child classes, and then of course goes all the way through maybe even the teenage years, and you go from group lessons to even private lessons if that's something that your family needs to consider.
Right, and private lessons are for several reasons. If you want to work on stroke development, so you have a child who potentially could be a swim team member, or if you've got someone who's afraid. My husband learned to swim at 38 and was petrified of the water. And the only way he could learn and be safe when we went boating was to have a private swim lesson. So,
well, you're dealing with a man's size and weight, and so you're never too young. I know of a lot of people that don't know how to swim, and you know, who spend time on boats.
Right.
It's always a good skill to learn. We've had a program here on 8 West of getting swimsuits and swim gear through the Y to people that say, hey, cost might be a barrier for me.
That is true, and there are a lot of demographics who, when they get near water, have a really higher chance of drowning just because there's not a comfort. And so we want to make sure that the first thing you need is a suit to get in the water, and then we can provide those lessons for kids. One of the things about the YMCA that we should always remember is there's financial assistance for everyone, so we don't close our doors to anyone. And in the summertime, this is probably one of our largest programs and most important.
That's right, absolutely. And I know that my kids even attended a YMCA swim class, not even at a Y, where your instructors will go and actually allow people to take classes off-site.
Right. We sometimes are in schools all over the county. We used to do a program called Backyard Swim, which was really fun. If you had a private pool, we would teach swim lessons. But you're right, we usually spend a lot of times in the schools with the younger kids. Before they get to middle school where they may have a pool, we're trying to get them comfortable in the water and help out those PE teachers. So that's what we're here for.
Wonderful. Well, lots of resources available. People just need to reach out and learn a little bit more about what works best for them.
Yes.
Right. Which is really great. So go to the YMCA website, enter your zip code, and it'll take you to the closest facilities in your your neighborhood.
Yep.
Great. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm
Thanks, Bev.
excited.
I am
I'm
too.
gonna go swimming.
I can't wait.
Stay with us.
That's West.